we see silence as an object that I'm trying to sustain. I'm trying to be in silence. I'm trying to sustain a sense of silence throughout the day, integrated into my life, and all of that. It means we're still seeing silence as an object, as something separate from us. Silence, like awareness or consciousness, is another word. It's a metaphor for what we are. When we realize that we are silence, I am silence itself, then the entire notion of trying to sustain silence becomes immaterial, because nobody tries to sustain what they are. And so it's just self-sustaining. And ultimately we see that silence also does not mean what the mind thinks it means. The mind thinks silence is the opposite of noise, and it's not. Silence is itself also noise, right? They're not separate. From the mind, which sees everything in dualistic ways, there's silence and there's noise. There's silence and thought. But when it's seen that silence is what you are, and everything is a manifestation of that silence, even if we call it sound, then the duality has collapsed, and the effort to maintain it has collapsed with it. In the same way, we don't go around trying to remember that we are our personalities. It's not something we do. It's just so natural. It just happens, right? So our personalities aren't an object that we drag around with us and try to sustain. And so in the same way, when we realize that we are silence, then the whole dilemma of how do I be this and how do I maintain it starts to collapse. Words like silence, they're just pointers. They're like, as we say in Zen, they're the finger pointing to the moon. But we keep mistaking the finger for the moon. Silence also means the silence of opinion, the silence of judgment, the silence of this constant, burdensome concern. How am I appearing in others' eyes? Because, of course, that's the only way our false self can find itself and know itself, in the reflection of others. And so it's always concerned with, how do I appear? What do you think about me? Do you like me? Do you understand me? Am I okay with you? Do you love me? And silence is also the absence of that concern. To be without the concern. Not as a rejection, like I don't care, but as a simplicity, like I really don't care. See, and there's no rejection. So that also is silence. Silence of self.